Hi everyone, today I would like to talk about one of the famous photographers named Golden Parks, which he was the one of the greatest photographer of the 20th century, and he also is a humanitarian with a deep commitment to social justice. He left behind an exceptional body of work that documents American life and the cultures from the early 1940s into 2000s, with the focus on race relationships, poverty, civil rights, and urban life. Park was also a distinguished composer, author, and filmmaker who interacted with many of the leading people in his area, from politicians and artists to artists and other celebrators. For the first pictures, it was taken by the Golden Park, which is in 1942 in Washington D.C. So for these pictures, it perfectly shows which is two childs play with each other in front of those trash and horrible buildings. It perfectly shows the contemporary social situations as well as the priorities of the children as well as the families. For the second pictures, which also taken by the Parks in 1942, these pictures basically shows there's a five childs which just stay in the front doors. And I think, on the other hand, I think the authors is successfully utilizing the interpretive technique, which is allow the user to guess the meaning of the photos. In that case, it actually allow the user to guess what the child is looking for, what the child is thinking right now. For this one, this pictures was taken in 1947, which is basically shows there's a situations where the people ask this child to make a selection whether it's just become a white or black. In this case, this child is actually pointing his finger to the white, which perfectly shows or reveals the contemporary racism situations. And on the other hand, I think the author which utilizing the lower perspective technique, which kind of a boost of the feeling of the subject. For the last pictures, these pictures was actually taken in 1947, which is a bunch of people's daily commute from State Islands to Manhattan cities. These pictures perfectly reveals the contemporary situations of the people's commute, people's going to the job. And on the other hand, I think the author is also utilizing the high perspective technique, which successfully create a unique feeling of the pictures for the viewer.